How do we get an understanding of what this really means? Because a lot of Nigerians will be ignorant of the situation. There's need for that level.
We have a big, let's face it, I'm always very careful when I talk on TV because most of the time I don't have to say my mind for reasons. But at some point you must say what you feel. There is no point moving forward with this thing, what they should embark on right now as I speak. Between NCC, between NCC and all the concerned network is to mount a very serious and aggressive public campaign, publicity campaign. Yes, you see, because it makes no sense when you have a highly complicated system. See, because the process of porting, you have just told me here that I have to walk into your office to be able to port. And I put an hypothetical situation across in my mind. I say, if 2 million Lagosians want to port at the same time, the outlets cannot contain them. Because the queue will be as long as from point A to the main road, obstructing traffic flow. All the pure water in that environment will be exhausted. The toilet facilities in that environment cannot take, So there's a problem somewhere where we are not addressing. And I'm not one of those who supported NCC rushing to declare the program. I felt the public enlightenment should have gone on for a longer period of time, whereby, you see, because the common man on the street, I met a man while I was sitting in your lobby. He was swapping his phone, dismantling his phone, and I said, do you know about porting? He said, never heard about it.
Got different things.
Yeah, he was so. He said he never heard about it, so we have to tell him that there's something called porting. So I think for any major project like this, before it's declared open, there must be sufficient, campaign to educate the people. It's not sufficient at all. And again, do they have the right? Does the environment have the right infrastructure to accommodate this kind of technical sophistication?
Well, they say that they have.
Of course, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about what equipment they have in their office. I'm talking about public infrastructure. Can porting take place without electricity?
Can it?
Without electricity, don't?
Yes.
Question.
I think Osumba is referring to, the cell sites issue not having.
Yes,
the national grid.
Let's even imagine somewhere along Bogon, optic fibers were cut serially. The networks are down. Will there be porting?
See, I think one of the benefits of MMP today is also trying to keep the network providers on their toes in terms of ensuring good quality of service.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've all had recently MTN spending billions of dollars in network expansion,
and all of that.
And so also we're also doing a lot to expand the network, upgrade all the equipment and so on and so forth. So these are the kind of things that we're also trying to do to get our subscribers to be at least a bit confident of where they'll be porting to.
Now let me tell you what the consumer will be thinking out there now. So if they had all this money, why didn't they upgrade before now to give me better quality of service?
Exactly. Why are they going into mobile portability when they still have a lot of issues with voice quality? As I was coming this morning, I couldn't make a call more than 20 attempts. So, which is what Alera has just said. If you had a lot of money to do network upgrade and to do mobile portability, why didn't you use this money to improve on your services before now so that we are happy?
In the telecoms industry, you never stop upgrading your systems. You continue to maintain your cell sites. You continue to do all kinds of upgradation on your systems. You never stop. But again, if you have that kind of money, it doesn't still make any difference, because we still have to at some point get into this mobile number portability regime. It's been done in Africa today.
Well, so now, please let me ask you, what is the essence of it? Why must we do it?
Well, it's a regulatory thing. NCC, mandated that we.
I agree, and I'm
sorry, if I may come to that point, then it's NCC decision to do it because they're regulators.
Yes.
But you mentioned that you've had 2-3 years of meetings with all of the service providers. And when you have, when you have all of the regulators coming together and meeting with NCC, was there any point in time where any of the service providers say to the regulators and say, absolutely, this is not the most critical thing that's affecting our industry today? Was there any such thing stated to NCC?
I wouldn't know if anyone had, said such. But I know MMP had been postponed, quite a few times. I mean, it ought to have been launched, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yes.
And 2012.
And they got embarrassed that Ghana launched
now 2013. Now, and I think one of the reasons is, the question is, are we ready in terms of the infrastructure, the systems upgrade, and so on and so forth? Because it involves quite a whole lot of technical issues that needs to be sorted.
So you would say that we are ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Technically.
But again, don't forget, telecoms is not something that you just, you snap your finger and you think everything is honky and dory.
Technological process.
Exactly. There's a process. There will be teething issues here and there, so it's going to take time. But like Otuba said, I think one of the most important things that we need to do as, service providers, even NCC, is to try and educate a lot of people. With due respect to a common, to an Okada man on the street, he doesn't know what MMP means.
He doesn't even have an idea.
To a pure water seller on the street, he or she doesn't know what MMP means. So we need to go down to the grassroots and try and educate a lot of people. And again, MMP is all about freedom of choice. I mean, this is the network I want. No, I don't want this network, so I'm moving to this network because this network is providing better quality of service to me.
Now, Femi says here, what of data backup on the previous network?
On the previous network?
Yes.
If you're moving to another network and you've got your data
backed up by the previous network.
Back to the previous, what's going to happen?
I mean, again, like I said, you need, first of all, in situations like this, you need to back up your own data on your SIM, on another phone, or on your laptop. There are all kinds of,
or even
plan
your email.
There are all kinds of plans from different operators as to how to back up your data. So that has to be, factored in. But again, you can also speak to your service provider and let the provider understand that you have data that you had backed up, and of course, and see what can be done about it.
All right, we have to wrap up now. We've got to close. Your final word should be that please that you just mentioned.
No, you see,
why
didn't we build the system to a point where you can port from your phone before we launch? Why did we have to go through the mechanical process of walking into a shop, filling forms, giving them your passports and all of that? Why that?
Which you have done before.
I mean,
when you were registering your
even in Ghana, I guess you port from your phone.
No, in Ghana you can't port.
Where do you port from your phone?
You have to go to any of the outlets.
No. Where in the world do you port on your phone?
In the US,
exactly.
in the UK, you can
exactly.
call your operator and say, listen,
if that,
I need to. Don't forget, Nigeria is a peculiar.
That is what I'm saying. That why didn't we build it up to that point of sophistication before we embark? Practically.
That might take ages.
But let it take ages, but it would have been better.
Otumba, don't you see now that the competition will be fiercer?
Big time.
Because they're all now struggling for you to port to them. So in the end, we're going to get better service.
You see,
that's the way I look at it.
You see, as a journalist, what I will tell you is simple. Let the situation start. Then we pick the peculiarity of our situation and now talk about it.
Okay, on that note, we've got to wrap up. What will be your final word? Will it be a case of asking the... No, he will not be doing that. He'll pay for it.
What?
You mean asking people to...
No. Yeah, in terms of the MCC, do you think this is the right time?
Yes. We have to start at some point. Again, it's something I think we need, we'll eventually walk through and get it right.
This is a must do.
It might take some time, but,
not really.
I think, yes, we're right.
Okay, that's it. On that note, we'll have to wrap up the segment then.
Thank you very much. Mobile number portability. And we've been chatting with Otumba Abiodun Ajiboye, who's a telecoms expert, as well as Mr. Dami Olanrinde, who's project team leader. Mobile number portability over at the Mint Network, the Mint Color Network. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We shall be right back after this short break.